Me when I make everyone white so that I still have authority over them because I'm more white. Uno reverse.
Hey, do you think that they're gonna have Simu Liu like find out what it's like to truly be a pedophile so he can play that role?
What in the world? He played the role years ago. What do you mean truly find out?
No, you just don't understand. We need to put you through that role again.
What if he reprises his role?
I'm sure he's like really itching to do that.
I've always wanted to play a pedophile on camera.
The only thing I've wanted more than to play one is to play one twice. I also can't imagine taking that role.
Yeah, like what an awkward thing. Like, hey, so we're gonna have you play a pedophile.
I think I'd
I'm
immediately
done.
say no.
Done.
Hey, did I ever?
I'm already in the character.
Did I ever tell you guys about this time when I was in elementary school? They did, like, they had these actors come in and do a play on stage for us to watch, and it was, like, about this little girl and her uncle Rusty.
Oh, no!
How he would touch her in her
What?
private bathing suit.
Oh!
There's no way they did this.
No, they genuinely did. This is the terms they used for it. And his name was Uncle Rusty. And then at the end of the play, they were like, now kids, just remember, this guy was just playing a role. He wasn't really Uncle Rusty. You don't have to be afraid of him. And we were all supposed to give hugs to the actors at the end, and nobody hugged Uncle Rusty.
Really?
We were
Yeah.
all afraid of him.
Yeah, because they made him like Uncle Touchy. Like, what the heck?
That would make me so sad if I had to be that guy.
There is no way in the world they did. What was the purpose of this?
To tell us that Uncle Rusty shouldn't be touching our private bathing suit.
Was it
parts.
was it to say like watch out for your uncles if they're touching you or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Got it. It was like if this is happening to you at home kind of a thing.
Yeah, like
Got
you
it.
tell somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a good message, but
Yeah.
I think it's really funny that the guy who played Uncle Rusty got basically the shit end of the stick on that one.
You know what though? I
the heck?
have an opposite story here. Something that makes me really upset as someone who went into teaching is the idea that anyone who like enjoys just like being like a teacher or enjoys like teaching people or just being nice, like kindergarten workers, daycare workers, etc., must be a pedophile secretly.
If you're a guy,
Oh yeah,
because
especially
women, you know, primarily around, you know, children's things are done with women, but everyone's fine with that. But if you're a guy in like a daycare or something, like you have to be a pedophile.
Yeah, well, what Jill just said is true. There's a lot of women who are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like no one cares.
Right.
Wasn't there a story we recently saw about like a woman teacher who
Yeah,
tried
did that kind of stuff with a teenager.
Yeah, those
like a
happen like all the
12-year-old or
time.
something.
Yeah, those do happen all the time. But nobody cares because it's a woman. So it's fine.
Right.
Isn't that silly?
It's ridiculous, is what it is.
Yeah, basically, like the woman gets charged with, you know, whatever charge it is, and then everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty sad." Okay,
Yeah, shouldn't
anyways.
do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Both guys, it's like, well, figures.
But then Uncle Rusty does it, and it's like, how dare you!
I actually feel bad for that guy because
I do.
he was genuinely just trying to help those kids.
Was he actually like touching the girl, or was it?
No.
Okay,
no.
that's good.
No, they didn't. And also,
Why would they have him actually do it? You
Well, I
moron?
don't know. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't think that this would be in the school in the first place.
Well,
so I
also-
guess I don't know what extent they would go to.
The person who played the little girl was an adult woman.
Well, that's not
Does that make
accurate.
sense?
Well, she was
Nate,
pretending
what the
to be a
heck?
girl.
Nate's in the back row. Boo! I couldn't understand because you didn't show it. Boo!
She looks like she's over 18. Boo.
I think she was over 18.
What in the world?
Look,
But they
if you're
dressed her up
gonna,
like a little girl with like pigtails and like little pajamas.
Okay, I'm gonna say, you know, like, I'm not a pedophile, but I do like when adult women have pigtails. I don't know. Like Harley Quinn, you know?
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're gonna put on the play, you might as well go all out.
Okay. How far all out?
Yeah, did you want them
I'll let
to
you be the
undress
judge.
A little girl in front of them?
I don't know
No,
what Nate wanted.
no, absolutely not.
Are you secretly Simu Liu's
Reddit moderator?
Are we in the room with the EDP right now?
I'm just Jared Leto.
Got
I
it.
just need to method act.
at everything.
Yeah, I'm a Canadian actor. I'm about to play a pedophile in a movie.
I'm about to, like,
so
you're
I need
excited?
to method that.
I really hope Jared
Can you do-
never takes a role.
Yes,
like
I can.
that.
I can level us up.
Because, like, I'm at 1,000 left. I'm getting really bored of doing this.
Yes, I can do it.
We need more attack and more HP.
So you want to level up twice?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess I'm just concerned because, like, this part's really hard. But I don't want to level up any more than we have to because I also have to do this on my own profile. So this is, like, PTSD-inducing for me.
Got it.
I have a question for you. Speaking of PTSD, that, like, somebody got mad at me about. They seemed like one of those people, though, who, like, majored in women's studies and was, like, angry at the world, though. But, so somebody on, like, my YouTube, like, I think for a Silent Hill 2 video, and I don't even remember which one, but it was one recently. Not the most recent one, but probably one or two before that. I said something like, oh no, I think it was for my Joker review, but I don't remember. I just said something like, I usually find trigger warnings dumb.
Oh, yeah, that was the Joker one.
Was it? Do you agree with that? That statement? Like, don't you find them usually pointless? Like,
Yeah.
because most of the things I see that should have them, don't have them.
Right.
But then most of the things I see where it's like Disney just covering their ass from like the 60s when they thought like, you know, what makes the red man red was just a bop. And now they're like upset about it, but they're not upset enough to like not have, you know, to not sell it.
Right.
Like they still want to make their money off of it.
What makes a red man?
Okay, Jill.
Dude,
So-
we can't say that's racist.
So all I said was like I find it that most of the time companies just use these to cover their ass. They don't use it because they actually care or because they're worried that the subject matter will hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Is this like a mean thing to say? Because I remember this person got like so butthurt. Like I guarantee they were trying to pull the dragon out of their butthole, and it was like there was spikes on it or something because they were mad that day.
What did
Yeah.
they say?
They were like, how could you say this? This is so insensitive to people with PTSD and stuff. And I remember one of the comments was like, if a movie gives you PTSD, good luck going outside.
Yeah, right.
Like one of the responses to it.
Yeah, I'm so tired of that attitude.
Which, like, hey, look, I get something, you watching something and it bothering you.
Well, yeah,
There's a lot of
absolutely,
stuff
but-
I don't want to watch because it's just disgusting.
But here's the thing, though. There's, like you said, trigger warnings aren't on the things that need them. You know, for example, maybe there is. I've never seen this movie, so maybe there is. I'm just totally wrong. There should be a trigger warning at the beginning of, like, Human Centipede.
I think
I
all,
don't think there
I
is.
It
think
should
all
say,
there
like,
is is,
hey.
like, the rating.
It should say, like, hey, this might be upsetting to you.
Yeah, because this is really bad.
It's disgusting. You know, like something like that. Sure, I could see a trigger warning, but like, you know, hey, this movie was made in the 60s. There are some things that maybe don't agree with 2024 standards. You know, like I don't need a trigger warning of that.
Right, and that was my point. Like, Silent Hill 2 has, like, I don't even know if I'd call it a trigger warning. I'd call it more like a content warning. Because I consider actual trigger warnings to be more like posturing. Like, I don't really consider them to be real. Like,
Yeah.
when I hear trigger warning, I don't think of, like, the real ones. Where it's like, hey, by the way, there's a rape depicted in this show. If you have, like, actual issues with that, you might not want to watch this. Like, to me, that's, like, a content warning that's, like, fair.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, when we made this, there were depictions of Native Americans that are no longer considered good.
Right.
Like, that's not a trigger warning. That's a you cover your ass, or that's not a content warning. That's you covering your ass with a trigger warning so that, like, Karen McGee, who has no job, has had 5 children, and her husband is off screwing the secretary, can't get mad at Disney because she's not getting action at home. You know, like,
Right.
that's what that's for. It's not actually for, like, real people. It's for, like... well, I'm just saying, it's, like, for caricatures of human beings who are, like,
Right.
sad in their life and, like, wish they were someone else.
Yeah.
That's who it's for. And so it's, like, that's kind of where I feel like that's a problem. You know, like, you're not actually doing it for real purposes to help real people. You're doing it so that these, like, Karen caricatures who are at home sad in life don't, like, come after your company and make a stink and make you look bad.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
And
Chronically online individuals.
yeah, who are just mad
That just
at the
yeah.
world.
They spend all their waking seconds on Twitter and they just They're every single day is just, what can I get angry about today to like make myself feel better and look better?
Right. So companies put that stuff on there so that they don't have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Not so that they can be like, hey, this genuinely has like a graphic depiction of pedophilia in it. Like if you were a victim of this, this isn't good, and obviously this isn't a promotion of it.
Yeah.
Like
right.
that is. That would be like a fair content warning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Like, I don't think I'd have any.
This might upset you.
I wouldn't roll my eyes at it and be like, people are soft. You know what I mean? Like, because I think there's like a weird lack of empathy, psychotic, like viewpoint on this too, where you can have no warnings on anything.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of like, well, okay.
Well, but
I feel like that's ridiculous too.
I mean, I think warnings on stuff are fine. Depending on what it is. Like for example, if you have
Many a new. Oh, there's one there.
If you have like I don't know.
Well, let's say you have like a ton of domestic abuse.
Here's one. Well, and here's another one that I just thought of too. That dumb like stupid horror Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah, Blood and Honey.
Like I'm not saying a trigger warning because it's upsetting, but I'm saying a trigger warning saying, "Hey, this is not the original Winnie the Pooh movie. If you're too dumb to figure that out, don't show this to your 5-year-old child."
If you're too dumb to figure that out,
I mean,
that's what they should put on it.
It's like, I don't get why parents don't understand this, but there are actual parents that are like, well, I showed this to my kid, and it was, like, upsetting. It's like, well, yeah, did you not see the cover, you idiot?
Yeah.
But did people actually show that to their children?
Yes, no, literally. I saw people online, like, in comments and reviews and stuff like that, being like, like in all caps, being like, do not show this to your children. This is not the Winnie the Pooh movie. I'm like, how dumb are you? Well, so for stuff like that, I can see.
Get an inkling from the word blood and honey?
You would think. But
these same people are allowed to vote.
Yeah. But it's like, so stuff like that, I could see, hey, this is not for children.
Hey, yeah. No, I agree completely.
Like, I don't necessarily want it, because to me it's like, I just wouldn't have that problem, but...
Right, you're saying like it would be no issue.
Yeah, but I
actually think it would be smart.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a smart one. That would be a smart cover your ass.
Right.
But we made this in the 60s, and now we're upset about it, but we're still going to sell it, isn't really the same to me.
Right.
And that's what I see of a lot of these things. I also see, like, a lot of, See, the ones I understand for covering your ass, though, are, like, when you're making, like... maybe it's because I'm a hypocrite, because I do make YouTube videos. But sometimes when I cover certain things, like other people, like, a news journalist's, like, opinion, or, an author or something, I will include a thing that says, like, hey, I don't condone contacting this person.
Well, yeah, because, people online are psychotic.
Right.
And they will.
Right.
And you don't want to, like, get in trouble for that.
Right. Like, that's another place where I kind of understand, like, a warning.
Yeah.
Or, like, one channel I watch, Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers, sometimes he'll, like, when he looks at stuff, like, on the deep web...
Oh, no.
Sometimes he will put in, like, a content warning saying, like, hey, if we look at a website where they are allegedly selling drugs, services like that are probably illegal in your area. And just because we look at its existence doesn't mean you should go participate.
Right.
Because it's like showing what's out there, not showing you should go do this.
Is going on the dark web, isn't that illegal?
No.
Oh, I thought it was illegal.
It's just the deep web itself is, like, mostly unchronicled. Like, it's mostly not indexed. Or it's pretty much all not indexed. And there are some illegal services on there. So, like, if you go on there and you go to someone's blog on the deep web, that's not illegal. But if you go on there and you go to buy drugs or a prostitute, that's illegal.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? It would be like going to a shady part of town. There's going to be normal, average businesses and normal people there, too. Mm-hmm. But if you decide to head down an alley and buy some coke, yeah, that's not going to be legal just because you're in the shady part of town.
Okay.
But entering the shady part of town isn't illegal. It's what you do there that's the problem.
Okay, because I thought the dark web was illegal.
So there's the deep web is really what it is. And then some people use the dark web to describe the same thing. However, some people also use it to describe the illegal services on there.
Okay.
Which participating in those is illegal.
Yeah, like Wayfair activities here.
Yes, I would like the Thomas cabinet, please.
for 10 grand.
Didn't that get proven false though?
I don't know. I never.
What did
I
you-
do last time? I did health, I think.
Yeah.
So should we do attack
Attack.
points? Okay.
And then go save, and I'll try it again.
Okay. I think we have to go this way.
I don't know what to do if we can't do it at this point.
How does one even get on the dark web? Like, do you just like go on Google and type in dark web?
No. There's like special web tools to use to get there.
You have to download some special web browser or something, I think.
Who runs the dark web?
Me.
Your mom.
Do you know what we did with the controller?
All right, here.
Oh.
I'm pretty
'Cause,
sure
like-
criminals do.
No, they don't. A lot of it is just run by nothing. It's just networks that you can go on, like someone's personal server.
Huh.
That like sometimes they run normal websites on, sometimes they run like weird stuff on. I could send you a video showing some of it if you want.
I don't know if I want to see what's on the dark web.
Well, it's
There's
not
some
like,
really bad stuff on there, though. if
and
you
there's
look
also
for
some
it.
nothings.
Why do you use the
True.
green ones for these?
I don't know. Should I not?
Well, aren't the red ones the bad ones?
Well, yeah, but I worried that it like plays into it somehow.
I don't think it does.
Okay, well, you saved, right? I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I saved. I think so.
Do you just go on Google and type in dark web?
Well, I don't know.
Darkweb.goog.
I have no
Wait,
idea.
is I said goog like Google, not the
Oh no!
not the Simu Liu slur.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm like the most innocent person ever.
No, you're not.
Says like everyone who's not innocent, but oh, now you're doing a lot more damage. Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Why is he called this Cum Guardian? Cum Guardian!
Because he's like coming so much that's creating like a shield in front of him.
Oh, that makes sense.
I hate these dumb duels.
Oh,
Do you have a 0? Okay.
we're gonna try and reload as much as we can without. Alright.
Oh, now he's doing Dark Rush.
I'm really
Zero.
concentrating. We're going to when he does Dark Rush.
Okay.
We're just gonna keep dodging him for a
Go,
second.
go, go, go! Nice, nice. You got it, you got it.
Come on.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. He's
Come on.
gonna do his
Oh,
zero.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Open your heart.
Come.
That's it. Oh!
Does this come with any Mickeys to heal?
No, I like never get Mickey's on this. Mickey
Oh,
decided
nice.
not to be our buddy for this fight. He's
Yeah,
like,
oh, there you go.
I'm real busy, guys.
Yeah, he's in like every fight ever in the game except for this one. Well, you have a Mickey. Oh, I wish it was the heal one, not this one.
Yeah, me too. And the Cum Guardian ended up just hitting me.
Oh, jeez. Oh no, oh no.
Really
Oh, no.
concentrating, really
Oh,
concentrating,
I know,
really
I know,
concentrating.
I know. You can do this.
I know I
think you
can,
do
but
it.
it's too hard. It's
know.
genuinely too hard.
I know. But I do think you can do it. You got pretty close.
I
You had
know.
like one more hit on his last bar, and then he was going to go to the very last one. I think at the very end, what I saw from an outsider's perspective is you panicked at the end.
I did panic.
There was a 0 in your thing, but when he did like his super dash, you could have done the 0. But I think you just kind of panicked and just like.
Well,
did
luckily
things.
I have the main character from the Outsiders novel to help me here.
That's what I do.
Jill, did you ever have to read the Outsiders?
No.
Was that
Okay.
Ponyboy Curtis? Is that one?
Wow. Is that like a way to call me gay?
No,
Ponyboy?
that's the main character. It's not
Yeah,
the whole
wow.
book.
Next they're gonna say, well, we can't help pets. They're born like pony boys. I had a thing that made me mad, by the way. I don't know how the editing's gonna be for this. Jill, do you care if we show the same boss a few times?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so here's something that made me mad in real life and actually irritates me. Hand sanitizer things being empty everywhere you go.
Yeah, right.
Have you noticed this?
Yes. Yeah, it's in like a random like Target or something, and there'll be a hand sanitizer thing, and it's empty. It's like, why is this here?
It's always empty. Like, they never have anything in them.
There's one at, I'm not gonna say where I work, but there's one at my job that, I'm not kidding you, 100% being serious here, has been empty since 2020.
Why doesn't someone refill it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Is it not someone's job?
It's someone else's job that's not mine. So I don't have, like, the supplies to fill it. That was stupid.
I just kept getting bad. Let's cut ahead a little bit.
What did he say was empty?
The hand sanitizer.
Oh.
It's been empty for 4 years.
Let's cut ahead a little. Blaming.
Got it! I just
Good
got
job.
it!
We'll cut back in from the
Oh my goodness!
from the members part. That was my long rant. If you want to hear my long rant about men,
Yes, my heart is pounding right now.
it's not going to be the only thing getting a pounding after you did that.
That's
good.
true.
I'm going to help you out.
Wait, is there a second part of this boss? This is the boss music.
Handsome! This is the end.
This is hardly the end. Your darkness, I gave it all to you. My dark shadow lingers. Someday, I will return!
Sora. Kairi.
Gosh, Riku, I know you wanted to do this alone, but you don't mind getting a little help, do ya?
Get away from me. I need to do this on my own. Is this where Riku becomes transracial? Don't you remember the Kingdom Hearts 2 thing?
No.
Is that not yet?
So, Riku, what happens next? Are you going home?
I can't go home. Not yet. It's still here. It's really faint, but I can sense him. So, I think his darkness may still have a hold on me.
Your darkness belongs to you, just the same way your light does. Up till now, I thought darkness was something that should never exist. Then, I spent time with you and changed my mind. The road you chose, I didn't know. Light and dark, back to back. With you, I think they might meet in a way nobody's seen before. Wonder where that road leads. I'd like to see myself.
Huh?
I'd like to walk the road with ya.
Your Majesty, I'm really flattered. I don't know what to say.
Gosh, Riku, you know you don't have to call me that now. We're pals.
Fair enough, Mickey.
Riku, you remind me of when I used to go by Uncle Rusty.
Whoa, okay.
Hey, this is the same road that they went down in Kingdom Hearts 1.
And at the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Diz wear these robes? Like the black robes?
Because he doesn't need protection.
Oh, that's hot.
What are you making me choose now?
Between the road to light and the road to darkness.
Neither suits me. I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the twilight road to nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
Oh, copyright music. Cool.
Everyone should be gay. Please.
Whoa.
Let's be woke all day. Oh, sorry.
This game has girls in it. It's woke.
Oh, that's true. Look at that, like, low resolution voice. Like, hey, you're in a higher resolution than me. I can't let that stand.
Yeah.
Wow, this might be my favorite.
Yeah. I am beyond pleased to be done with this game.
Daisuke wannabe?
Whoa.
What?
Making fun of Japanese people?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. As long as you're being honest, I guess.
This has to be cut out, whoever edits this. The audio.
Oh, okay.
The music. Every time Nate speaks, cut it out.
Did you like the Riku one better than the Sora one? Like the story?
You know what's interesting? No.
I didn't either.
I thought I would, because there's parts of it I liked because we didn't ever get to see Riku's story, right?
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, Sora, he was just going through his greatest hits of Kingdom Hearts 1, except they were different.
Mm-hmm.
With Riku, I was like, oh, this is going to be really interesting. He's going to have his own story. He's going to, like, do this and that, meet this character. And then they were like, actually, you're not meeting anyone. Because
Right.
you didn't ever interact with any of them, you dumbass.
Yeah, it was
And
literally
so-
just Riku basically being like, well, now I'm not dark anymore.
But he is.
Yeah.
And basically going on to fight, I don't know, like, random Heartless bosses.
And Sam!
And a couple of organization members, but he only really fought 2.
No, he fought 3 of them. Because he killed Zexion, Lexaeus. Didn't he kill Larxene, or was that Sora that killed
Sora.
Larxene? Oh, Sora killed Larxene, okay. So yeah, 2 of them, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought the Riku one was worse than the Sora one because...
none of these people are showing you even meat.
Right? Because with the Sora one, I mean, the gameplay sucks in both of them. But at least with the Sora one, you could adjust your deck. So you could at least customize it in how you want.
Mhm.
Whereas with the Riku one, it's kind of just based on what they give you. And it changes world by world.
Right.
So in like the Wonderland world or something, you get like 5 cards. And they're like, well, have fun!
Yeah, you can't get used to
And
it.
you're like, okay, this is stupid.
Right.
So, I don't know. Overall, I like the story of this game, like both of them.
Yeah.
Like, the story's fine, but the gameplay is so unbelievably frustrating. And maybe the answer is I'm just bad at it. That is totally a legit answer, like it could be. But it's so unbelievably frustrating that it just makes the game not fun for me. At all.
So I get what you're saying with that being a legitimate answer. However, let me pose this. Why is this the only one you don't like the gameplay of?
Because the gameplay is so different than the other ones. And it's not even like a good different. Like, I'm fine with a good different. You know, like, for example, Final Fantasy VII, the original.
Yeah.
Turn-based combat, fun. Blast. Final Fantasy VII Remake, it has kind of the more the open world combat. Also fun. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's different, but
It's
good.
different, but it's good. This is different, but it's bad.
Well, and here's what I was going to say about that. I feel like it does say something, not that it makes the game intrinsically bad, but I think it does say something in your defense when it's like, I like every other version of Kingdom Hearts, except I don't enjoy this game's gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, like, even 358 is a little different. You know, like, I don't think there's any of them that you have been like, oh, I hate this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one I just actively hate.
To be honest, I've changed a little bit on this one, where I don't hate it as much. Also, this is interesting because this plays into...
It's Uncle Rusty.
this just straight up plays into 358.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I love 358.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so excited to get to that game. I played it when I was a kid. I don't know what the general opinion on it is.
Terrible.
Is that what the general opinion on it is?
No.
Oh, I don't know
Just
what it is, but I loved it growing up.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to get to it.
well,
But anyways.
and my point was just that different doesn't always have to mean bad. It's just we didn't connect with this different at all.
Yeah.
I think we're a lot better at it now than we were.
Oh, yeah. I
Not
think
that
so.
that's a skill we want to have in life.
Right. I just think the card-based system doesn't really work for the combat of this game. And we have to... Oh, a cutscene.
Oh, cool, a road. Beyond the path without you is a forgotten promise to keep.
So is this just set up 2?
We may have walked side by side, but now we go on back to back. I might break your back. And though our paths may not cross, all paths are connected somewhere. When I arrive at where you are, we may not appear to be as we were.
What's that mean?
Sometimes I feel like it's just word salad. But we'll make another promise to keep.
It's basically like when you... Oh, what trophy did you get? Nice.
Clear the game without using a continue.
It's basically like when you need to get to the word count on your English paper.
Clear Riku story mode. Novice player Riku.
Nice. 4 trophies for this.
Natural player Riku.
Natural born citizen Riku? Cool. So you got 4 trophies by beating it.
I thought we got the one for never running away. Unless we did that once.
I think maybe I was stupid and accidentally did it.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I
mean, on mine, which we're not going to play, I'm just switching over for just a minute. Where is it?
Well, don't you want to do your trophies?
Well, I was going to show where I'm at in
go
my
back up.
save file.
It was on there. You just passed over it. So go up one more. One more. Get back to the main UI menu, wherever that is.
Okay, back
And then
here.
now go to your right. It's next to Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, okay. I think my brain was censoring it. Like removing it from my view. So I will show this too, but I've been trying to go for some of the trophies on here on mine because I'm playing it, separately. I don't know
You're
where.
like a separatist.
I guess I just haven't gotten any trophies on it for a while because I've just been grinding levels. What the heck is it? Oh, here we go. See, here I've done like none of it on mine.
Yeah.
Because we played on Jill's, because she was playing with us originally, and then she quitter,
Hey!
and made us do it alone.
Pussy.
I'm not a quitter, I'm still here.
Oh, sorry.
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 Yeah, clear the game without fleeing from a single one. So let's see where I'm at on mine for just a second, because mine is pathetically low. And keep in mind, I'm only on Sora's.
Yeah, right.
And that's something I'm just going to have to grind over time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't hate it. Like, I used to hate the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you like it any more than you did.
Doesn't Nate need to go home?
Not really.
Yeah, you will in a minute. But,
I mean, everything about the game I like, the gameplay I don't.
So I'd say I dislike it less, but I still don't really like it.
Yeah.
There are things... Stop, Jill. Stop making fun of me.
I'm not! I was just listening to you.
There are things I like about the game. Like, for example, I actually like the slate idea, where you can combine different numbers to do different amounts of damage.
Yeah.
Or like you can combine different numbers to do different moves. So like, for example, if you have 2 cloud cards, it'll do something different than having 3.
Yeah, right.
I think that kind of thing is actually kind of neat. But overall, I feel like in terms of the game itself, there's nothing here that's like super impressive to me that would make me want to come back to it to replay it. Like, in fact, if I was going to watch the story or replay the story, other than like doing my attempt at my platinum, which who knows if I'll ever get,
Yeah.
I feel like I would actually just rewatch our own Let's Play.
Yeah, right.
Now, I know that we didn't play amazingly, and I totally understand that, and that's fair. And the people who said, hey, Sora's, you would have enjoyed more if you used the Jafar card and stuff. Like, do you
Fair enough, yeah.
see how I'm using it now? Like, I get that, and I am open to listening to those criticisms. Like, sometimes they're very fair. But I don't think that even with using that the game is, like, way more fun. It's just less tedious.
Yeah.
And to me, that's where it kind of becomes annoying, because I feel like certain people act like this is the most fun game ever. And maybe it is for them, but it's definitely not for me,
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, at most, I think they just make it less tedious, like you said. Like the special Jafar cards and stuff. I just don't find the slate system, it's interesting, I like it, but I don't find it very doable for like an action, fast-paced combat.
Like under
thing.
pressure.
Yeah, for something like this, totally fine. You know, you can think about your moves, whatever. But if you're facing like Ansem in the Riku battle, Ansem,
Okay, got it.
then it's just like, you don't really have time to think.
No.
So a lot of your strategy just comes down to, okay, let's set up a high-powered 3-prong attack and wait for him to attack so I can break it. And I'm also going to keep my cursor on the 0 just in case there's something dumb
Right.
to break. Like, that's literally the strategy, is just, I'm just going to wait to break his cards. And that's it. It's like, oh, okay. Like, it's just,
Right, it's not much of a strategy.
Right. For something like this, you could actually strategize because you have time to think and stuff. But again, maybe I'm just dumb and I can't think this fast. That is fine.
You are dumb, but I don't think
Right.
that has to do with this.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's like, I find the boss battles in these games so unbelievably frustrating. Again, for something like this, I didn't really have a big problem with the combat for this. But it's just because you have time to think about it.
Well, I still maintain that if you had this game, right, and you had it in turn-based, and you picked, like, different moves that had different, like, MP usage or things like that, kind of similar, but, like, it was cards instead.
Yeah. Oh, I think that'd be great.
I think you'd have no issues.
Yeah. In fact, I think it'd be a fun gimmick.
And one thing I really like is the world cards.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Being able to pick a world and go to it, or even the idea of, like, someone tossing you a card and then it's got that, those manipulated memories in it because of Nominee.
Yeah.
Neat.
Like, yeah, that's interesting.
Even the idea of, like, managing your deck and then selling cards or keeping cards depending on what you want to do with your deck.
Yeah.
Fun. Cool. So it's like, in that way, I like the customization of the combat. I would actually argue this game, you know how we did, like, 5 things it did wrong? I don't know if you'd ever want to do this, but I actually think there are a few things this game did best in the series, believe it or not.
Yeah.
One of them would be customizable combat. I
agree.
I personally didn't feel like the combat was customizable in any other Kingdom Hearts for the most part. I think 358 might have a few things where you can kind of do that.
That one has a lot of customization, but
With,
yeah.
like, it's kind of like the sphere grid in a way.
Yeah.
From Final Fantasy 7 or 10 where you're...
Yeah, you can kind of choose which abilities you want and stuff like that.
But a lot of them with the other Kingdom Hearts games, you're either going to get enough AP that it doesn't matter and you can just do every move, or the customization is just like, well, what do you want to have on a shortcut? Do you want to have gravity or do you want to have thunder?
Yeah, right.
That's not really customization. But this is like you're actually choosing what moves you have available in each battle. And I do think that that's something where I try and give games credit. Like, I try and give games credit that they deserve. And I actually think that when you're looking at it, that's one of the best things about this game is the fact that I could do, like right now I'm playing, and I could do Goofy and then 2 Keyblades, and that's Goofy Smash, like that specific move.
Yeah.
And I know that it's that move because I've played. And then depending on if I want to be able to do Sliding Dash or maybe I want to do Blizzard Raid, maybe I put in... For Blizzard Raid, I put in 1 Blizzard, and then I, on a boss or an enemy where it's useful, I say, like, okay, well, there's a bunch of enemies here. I want to do Fire, and then I want to do 2 Keyblades. And now I'll do Fire Raid at somebody. And then I, chuck my Keyblade out there, and it hits everybody. And that's a very different move than if I were to do these 2 Donalds and a Keyblade, right? I think that's kind of neat. Like, that's actually something that... I don't think we really thought about that going into the game. So I don't know. I guess I kind of want your thoughts on that because I might actually just clip this and make this a video. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on this game's combat in that terms?
I mean, yeah, overall, I find it very interesting. Like you said, where you can actually customize different moves and stuff like that. I have 0 problems with that. I find that cool. Like, I find it very fun. It's just my whole problem always comes down to I don't like thinking about that stuff under pressure and under stress of like a boss fight. And that's kind of what it comes down to. But overall, the customization in this game, I totally agree. I think it's totally the best in the series.
Well, especially because this series has always struggled with that. Like, if you notice that for customization. There's not a lot. Like, you don't pick outfits.
Yeah, right.
You don't... I guess you pick your Keyblade and you pick your accessories. what else do you pick in these games?
Not really anything. I mean, you can... Well, there is some customization in, the Kingdom Hearts games where you can choose, like, which abilities you want to use. Like, you can turn on and off, like, sliding dash or something like that. Mm-hmm. But that's not really this. This you can actually, in the heat of the battle, choose which moves you want to do. You can pick different cards, add them together, and kind of pick different moves or whatever based on what you pick. Like, that's interesting. I find that actually fun. It's just... It's something that is fun. I just kind of wish it was more turn-based combat style as well. Like maybe
you wish they slowed it down.
Yeah, like maybe you can do those moves, but you have time to think about them. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I'm battling like Vexen or something, I don't really have time to think about them.
I think one of my least favorite things about it, in that terms, is like, so guys like this, the guy that I'm fighting right now, is one of those guys with the shields in front of him.
Yeah.
And there's certain moves he can just block even if he's not using a card.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of annoying because to me that defeats the purpose of the slate system and of the breaking system. Mm-hmm. If like somebody can just guard without using a card. Like imagine if I could just stand here and block.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well then like what's the point of me breaking their combo? Mm-hmm. But they give the enemies those abilities. But I do like that you're able to then like respond to it by being like, okay, well I know I'm going into this fight with Axel. So I'm not going to use a bunch of fire cards. Before the fight, I'm going to change it, so that I'm using blizzard cards.
Yeah,
or
right.
I'm using summons, or I'm doing this or that. Mm-hmm. I think those things are cool. I think where it starts to struggle for me is when they start giving people gimmicks. Like when they gave Vexen his shield gimmick, where he can just block anything all the time.
Yeah.
Or where they gave the gimmick to... Was his name not Vexian?
Zexion?
Zexion, yeah, where he has these books.
Yeah,
and
those
then
are
you can
dumb.
steal your cards.
Those are dumb.
I think when you start giving all these enemies gimmicks, that's kind of, to me, where that falls apart, because I understand you could say, well, the customization is supposed to be then so that you can respond in kind to that, but there are actually certain gimmicks in this game that I don't think there's a very good way to respond to. Like that Zexion stealing cards gimmick, even if you look up guides, detailed guides, they're just like, do your best. Try and beat him. Because
with the Riku side, there's no customization on your decks.
Yeah.
There's none. It's just you have the cards that they gave you, and that's all you have. So yeah, there's not, with the Riku side, there's not that customization option at all.
Well, that's probably where it shows why that shines in Sora's.
Yeah, right.
Because you can respond to some of those, but even in Sora's, I do think like the Vexen gimmick is still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like some of those gimmicks end up being less, how do I overcome this boss's gimmick, and more, fun.
Well, right. and also the other issue I have too with the combat that I like to add in, part of the reason why I hate the boss battle, I think ultimately my problem with this game with the combat comes down to the boss battles. I find the boss battles too challenging. And there's many reasons why. I think they're too fast. The bosses usually do too much attack or power or whatever.
Or they'll spam zeros.
Or they'll spam. Yeah, that's the other thing I want to bring in. The game gives the boss battles too many zeros. Mm-hmm. It feels like it's never ending. It feels like they just, anytime you do a move, it's just, 0. And you're like, cool. 0. And you're like, how many of these do you have?
Right.
That's kind of where it becomes very frustrating for me, is like, it's like the boss battles themselves are already challenging enough. Why do we have to give them 500 zeros? It seems like they have a literal unlimited amount of zeros. Mm-hmm. Whereas, especially with the Riku side, you're getting like 2. And it's like, how is this fair at all?
And this is where I think it really shows that the Game Boy Advance version of this game was so much more charming.
Yeah.
Because the fields were more limited in terms of what you could actually get to. Mm-hmm. So, like, there was more limited... I would say there was more of, like, a limit to the world. And you might think that sounds bad. But, like, with a world like this, every room starts to look pretty similar.
Yeah.
When you're playing in a 3D game. Mm-hmm. Whereas with the sprite-based graphics and, the way that it was done in the past, I think that those rooms had a lot more charm. And you also didn't see the boundaries. So something Jill pointed out to me is if you're playing this game and you look off into the distance, it's just like nothing.
Yeah.
In most worlds. But in Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance, I would say it was more masked. You know, like you couldn't just look off at nothing or a blank wall. It was more masked, where it really did feel like you were in the castle, and it felt like those were rooms in the castle, not you were in an infinite void, and they were rooms in the infinite void.
Yeah.
And then you just happened to get to castle hallways in between. I thought that's kind of where Chain of Memories was really good compared to this.
Yeah. Right, and that's... I just think kind of overall, this game itself maybe more is designed for Chain of Memories.
Yes.
I don't know if the translation to the whatever PS4, or I guess it was PS5 or 3 originally.
PS2 originally.
It was? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if the translation to the PS2 originally was a good move. I mean, usually I'm in favor of like updating older games and stuff like that. Like, I'm fine with that, but I don't know if it...
I don't think it landed.
I don't think it landed really well. I find this just overly frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, it lost a lot of its charm. It's the combat is, I find, way too challenging. The boss battles, I should say, were way too challenging. Just overall, it just kind of wasn't... The gameplay of the game just isn't really that fun to me. And that's kind of my big problem with it, is the world, the story, the characters, everything like that, I'm into all of that. But the gameplay itself just isn't that fun.
Yeah.
In fact, it just kind of made me angry.
See, that's where I think that the manga is vastly underrated. That
Yeah.
It seems like almost no one knows about.
Right.
Is that manga is pretty much just this game, but you get to read it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to play it.
Yeah, then you get the full story and everything. You know, I think that would probably be a lot better, because then you get the story, you get the characters, you get all that stuff, but you don't have to suffer through the gameplay
Don't have to suffer
of this.
through it.
It was a suffer for me.
No, I do agree.
I know there's people out there that, you know, bow down and worship this game, but I don't know. I'm not one of them.
No, I know.
So-
And I'm not either. I mean, overall, it's like, I don't hate it. Like, I think you do.
Hate might be too strong of a word, but I do dislike the game. So, if I was making a list of my least favorite video games out there, like my top 100, this probably would be in that list. Like, again, I don't know if I hate the game, but I at least really dislike the game.
No, that makes sense to me. I think overall it just really bums me out because I like the story a lot and it's very necessary.
Yeah, right.
And I don't really agree with people who say you can just skip it.
No.
I mean, like, then you're
Kingdom
gonna
Hearts 2 doesn't make sense.
You're gonna be like, who's nominated? Like, what are nobodies?
Yeah, why
like,
is
all
Sora
these things.
in this weird seed?
Yeah, and like, why does he wake up and then he's in Twilight Town?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
How did Riku get that black robe?
Yeah, none of it's gonna
Yeah.
make any sense. There's
It's-
a lot of things that happen
right.
in it.
It's very necessary. So,
I don't know. I guess for me, like, I do like that customization aspect, and I think that it does deserve credit for it.
yeah.
But I agree with you. There's so much that frustrates me with the game. The only reason I wanted to talk about that is because I do want to give the game credit for what I think it does well.
Right.
Because I do think that when you... This is the same kind of thing we talk about with anything. When you take an opinion on something and you overblow it times 50, like you're... Instead of saying, this thing is not for me and this thing feels kind of bad, you're like, this thing is the worst thing ever created. I think it kind of defeats your point. Because it's very obvious that you have to ignore positives to it.
Yeah.
And I do think there's positives. And I do think, the combat thing will probably be its own video, but I do think at some point we could kind of look at the Kingdom Hearts games and say, like, 5 things that they do best, each of them.
Yeah.
And if you were doing Chain of Memories, like just the original, I would say style is like one of the best in the franchise. Like that old Game Boy sprite graphic, like SNES and GBA era games. They're some of the most charming games out there.
Yeah,
and
it was very cool.
Same with the combat choices in this. Like, I really do think that it deserves that credit. It's just, this is the game I want to revisit the least.
Yeah, same.
Ever. Out of any of them. I think maybe this and Coded. And with Coded, it's just because I feel like there's almost no point to it even story-wise.
Yeah.
But at least, honestly, I think Coded might have more fun combat.
Yeah, I agree.
On the DS.
I agree.
So I don't know. It's like you pick and choose your poison, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, thanks to our members for watching the whole thing, obviously, but thanks to everybody who watched. I just want to put a thank you to members here. I just, I try and do that. Nate, do you have anything?
Just kind of overall.
You want to endorse a political candidate?
I'm going to endorse.
Later.
I mean, overall, I just want to say one last thing, and that's all I have to say about this.
Okay.
I wanted to say, if people love this game, I have zero hate towards you. Like,
towards me?
No, towards that person.
Oh.
Because I know there probably will be one person that's really defensive, and it's like, oh, well, you just didn't understand the game. If you like the game, cool, I'm happy for you. I'm just saying, the combat frustrated me.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand it. I'm not good at it. I didn't really understand it. It's not for me. That's that's all it really is. It's just not for me.
I do think you understood it at the end, though. You're the one who beat Ansem on Riku's
True.
storyline.
I mean,
I think you know what you're doing. I think you can also just say that you don't like it. Like, you can actually get good at something and not like it.
Yeah, well...
if you drag me to golf games every weekend,
right.
I could get better than you, maybe, if I practiced really hard, but I might hate golf.
Right.
Because that's my problem with this discussion, is people will say... oh, you're just bad. And I feel like when you say you don't get it, I feel like you're giving those people the ability to say that about you. It's like, you just beat the game.
Right.
We beat the game.
Well, and what my comment more was I've seen this comment in the past, not against us, but just on a different thing in the past, of people saying, well, actually the combat's really in depth. If you stack your deck and customize it a certain way, you can add in all these different slates. There's all these different moves and abilities. And my thing is just, I don't really understand all of those. I know the basic moves.
So you're saying you don't understand, like, the deeper level?
Yeah, exactly.
And
saying...
that deeper level
yeah.
is what I'm saying I think is good.
Right.
I do think that's a good thing.
It's good. It's just, it's not for me.
And it's not fun to you.
Like, it's not fun. Mm-hmm. It would be fun if it was turn-based. I would find that very fun. But in, like, an open-world active combat cycling through cards and everything like that... that's all it really comes down to is it's not for me. I just didn't really enjoy that aspect.
Well, and I do think that you can play similarly in other games too. Like when you're playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and you're saying, do I use shortcut to reflect, on like the Lingering Will boss? Mm-hmm. Do I reflect or do I dodge here? That is those same choices.
Sure, yeah.
So it's not that you can't strategically think, but I do agree that when you're looking at numbers and you're trying to do, okay, well, he's got 21, I've got 20, I've got a 0 in here somewhere, like, and you're trying to find that. Yeah, that to me is where it becomes stressful.
It's a lot of thinking, it's very stressful, it's just... I just didn't get into it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I just didn't get into it that much.
You do still give it credit for having
depth. Yeah. It is. It's a very interesting concept. I think it does it well. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I really had to say.
So you want Chain of Memories 2?
Yes, definitely.
And 3 and 4 and 5?
And 15, yeah.
I don't know. I think I agree with you. Yeah. It's like, I'll give it the credit. Mm-hmm. Sure. And I think maybe that's why people were mad, because we didn't really give it credit. I think we just kind of said we hate it.
Right.
I think I've softened on it where I can appreciate aspects of it, but still not like it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's fine and should be fine. So I don't know. That's kind of where I want to leave it. And hopefully the next Kingdom Hearts game... Well, I know the next Kingdom Hearts game we play will like more, because I started 358 with Jill, and I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I love that game. It's a blast.
Hopefully when we get to that, I don't know when at the moment, that'll be more fun for us. And hopefully more fun to watch.
Right.